Many thanks for choosing us. We begin with the Tamale Teaching Hospital that has directed the Northern Electricity Distribution Company to chase government for their bills of 46 million Ghana cedis owed NEDCO. According to the hospital, they are aware that the government was in charge of paying the electricity bill of the facility. NEDCO was at the hospital to recover debt it owes the power distributor. During the engagement, the hospital administrator, Emmanuel Donko, said the hospital does not have the power to alter government or NEDCO's agreement.
NEDCO, since the 18th of April, began an exercise to recover its debt of 1.2 billion Ghana cedis. The target of the power distributor is to recover at least 50% of its money owed. It is on that premise that NEDCO, led by its managing director, Osman Ayuba, were at the TTA to meet with hospital management to dialogue on their debt. But the hospital administrator, Emmanuel Donko, said the hospital does not pay electricity bill from its coffers.
As a matter of fact, we as an institution, we do not pay for electricity from our coffers. We don't do that. It is being paid for by the government. And as far as I'm aware, I think last month or so, we were asked to forward our bill, and we did so. So the thinking is that this figure that you have even mentioned, this will be more than that. So practically the government had defrayed a portion, leaving this figure right now. It is our expectation that now that you are carrying on these exercises, government will see the need to defray the debt for us to continue to enjoy your good services. For now, I cannot say for a fact that the government would reimburse the money today or tomorrow. But obviously, once you have media men around, I think that the message will be sent across once they air this encounter. Whatever it is, we would formally write again to the ministry, then the ministry takes it up from there.
The managing director of NEDCO had earlier said the company was prepared to take 70% of what the TTH owed.
A very simple mission that we are embarking on. Basically tell you that we owe us so much, 46 million Ghana cedis, no small money. We also owe our suppliers, VRA, RIDCO, and other suppliers and partners. We owe to the tune of about 2 billion Ghana cedis. And we are owed 1.2 billion Ghana cedis. And you alone owe us 46 million. You can see that we are owing a chunk of the debt that customers owe us. And so it is a simple mission. This is what you owe us. We expect to receive not less than 70% of this amount.
But after the back and forth, the two parties agreed that the TTH write to government to have the matter addressed. Several homes and institutions were also disconnected, including mosques and churches. At the Assemblies of God Theological Seminary, they were disconnected for illegally connecting to the national grid. Mr. Ibrahim Al-Hassan Ababa is a PRO of NEDCO.
We haven't processed it yet, so they have no meter, and technically they shouldn't be using power by now. However, when we disconnected this building, power to the church also went off. That means that the church was also using power. So we are compelled to disconnect them and then direct them to come to the office so that we look at their indebtedness in terms of the power unaccounted for. And once they settle that one, we will take them through the process and then get them meters for the church and the various buildings.
Ghana has no documented child death from measles and death-related issues. And that's according to the Director General of Ghana Health Service, Dr. Patrick Kumar-Boaje, who is commending health workers and partners for the successes chalked on him. Interior has more.
Ghana experienced a shortage of childhood vaccines between 2022 and 2023. Within that period, the Ghana Health Service announced an outbreak of measles, one of the 6 killer diseases among children. Oral polio and measles vaccines, among others, were in short supply in child welfare clinics across the country. Frustrated mothers jostled between home and clinics in search of non-existent vaccines for months. But speaking at the African Vaccination Week launch in Kumasi, Dr. Kumar-Boaje said Ghana has no record of childhood deaths associated with measles as the country reaches the elimination stage. He commended health workers and partners of the Ghana Health Service, including the World Health Organization and UNICEF, for their commitments towards a reduction in vaccine-preventable diseases.
Ghana can confidently boast of achieving the following immunization milestones. Over 90% coverage for almost all routine vaccines in the country. That is 9 out of 10 children are fully vaccinated. The proportion of fully vaccinated children, that is those aged between 12 to 23, that is 1 to 2 years, has improved from 47% in 1998 to 77% as of the last demographic and health survey in Ghana. That was almost 10 years ago. We believe that the figure is even much higher now. There is no documented child death due to measles, and despite the outbreaks that we had a bit of last year, there's still no deaths associated with the measles. And the country is in elimination mode for measles control. The country has been free of wild poliovirus since 2009, and Ghana's documentation for polio-free certification was accepted by the African Regional Coordinating Committee in 2007.
Meanwhile, WHO's country representative, Dr. Francis Chikasa Kosolo, has called for strong collaborations and investments in immunization systems. He also wants issues related to vaccine hesitancy addressed.
As we celebrate the 2023 African Vaccine Week, we must work together in the spirit of the Sustainable Development Goals to ensure that no child is left behind. This means investing in strong immunization systems, increasing vaccine coverage, and ensuring that vaccines are accessible to all that needs them. We must also address vaccine hesitancy, which has become a growing concern in recent years, especially in relation to our COVID-19 vaccine deployment. Misinformation and mistrust have led some people to refuse vaccination, putting them at risk of the disease.
From Kumasi, for JoyNews, Interior reporting.
Let's stick with health because the Ghana Health Service. All right, let's take a break. We'll bring you more shortly. Welcome back. The Ghana Health Service says measures, including punitive ones, are being taken to address the increasing number of legal suits against its personnel and facilities. Health Minister Kwekwajiman Meno, at an ongoing senior managers meeting of the Ghana Health Service in Kumasi, expressed worry at the increasing speed of litigation in the health sector. But the Director General of Ghana Health Service, Dr. Patrick Kumar-Boaje, says the administrative sanctions are taken against health staff whose conduct affects the service negatively.
According to Health Minister Kweku Agyemang-Manu, the increasing number of lawsuits against health professionals in their line of work in recent times is worrying. He observed some cases were recorded when he joined the ministry 6 years ago, but the number has shot up in recent times, almost becoming normal for health professionals and facilities to be sued for negligence.
What I'm seeing of late in the ministry are issues of litigation. For the past 4 weeks or so, almost every week, we get at least one letter from the Attorney General's office. Somebody has sued somebody with problems with care, service delivery, and they want us to come with information for them to go to court with. Then we'll refer to Director General Kumar Boaji. But I've been with you for the past 6 years. Earlier when I came in, those things were not happening that much. But now it's become something, it's just climbing, it's becoming very common.
But the Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Patrick Kumar Boaji, says steps are being taken to address the issue. He tells JoyNews erring personnel are made to face punitive actions as part of the service's quality assurance controls.
There are some that we can have, there's some negligence that has been. That's why I said those ones, the administrative sanctions are applied, and those who need to be trained, who need to be corrected, are corrected. And this is part of the quality assurance system that also helps. So we are not against people who feel that they have not been treated well. Sometimes they also don't understand our protocols, and it's not as if we lose every case. But there are some cases that once we put further explanation, people understand. So that's why it is. I see it as a more of a positive sign that allows also us to set up.
Dr. Kumar Boaji believes the introduction of training for health workers, among other measures, would go a long way to improve the situation.
For me, this litigation is a good sign. People are understanding their rights. They are demanding quality, and there's nothing wrong with people who feel that they've not been treated well to take up an action. We have a system, we continue to do training, we continue to encourage people not to do the wrong thing, we continue to people to be professional, and we believe that that one is there, but because also people have become a bit more enlightened, it is important. It's going to help us shape health delivery services that we have. We have a legal department that works with the Attorney General to ensure that all those things are addressed, and where we feel there's a defect, appropriate administrative sanctions are taking place, training is taking place if we feel that some standards were not met. So that's how it's an ongoing process.
From Kumasi, for JoyNews, Ohimintiria reporting.
A leading pharmaceutical company, Bliss GVS Pharma Ghana, has donated anti-malaria drugs and other essential medicines worth 300,000 cedis ahead of World Malaria Day 2023 as part of the company's Act for Africa campaign to make Africa a malaria-free continent. Beneficiary hospitals, including Upper West Regional Hospital, the Tamale Teaching Hospital, and the Ho Teaching Hospital. There's more in this report.
Malaria is a major public health concern, particularly in sub-Saharan Africa. According to the Severe Malaria Observatory report, Ghana is among the 15 highest burdened malaria countries in the world. In a bid to reverse the trend, Bliss GVS Pharma is embarking on a nationwide initiative called the Act for Africa campaign to support key public health facilities in parts of the country with malaria medications. This is to facilitate the management of cases reported to those facilities. The objective is to also ensure a malaria-free continent. Speaking on behalf of Bliss GVS Pharma, pharmacist Ibrahim Seidu and Kwame Kumi expressed the company's commitment to supporting the Ghana Health Service with quality essential medicines in its fight against the disease.
Bliss GVS is a global pharmaceutical company dedicated to the provision of quality and affordable pharmaceutical products to help cater for the needs of many.
Annually, we embark on a campaign to fight malaria across our country and the continent at large. And this year, we are at Ho Trafalgar Teaching Hospital.
Anti-malaria medications worth 300,000 cedis were donated to the Upper West Regional Hospital, the Tamale Teaching Hospital, and the Ho Teaching Hospital. The medical director of the Upper West Regional Hospital, Dr. Robert Amesia, received the drugs with lots of appreciation on behalf of the hospital.
On behalf of the Upper West Regional Hospital, and by extension, Upper West Region, we want to thank Bliss GVS Pharma for this kind gesture.
Receiving the donations from the company on behalf of the Tamale Teaching Hospital, Director of Pharmacy, Dr. Salifutia, said the annual donation by the company caused an improvement in healthcare delivery.
The board and staff of the hospital, and on behalf of our cherished clients, to thank Bliss GVS for this kind gesture, donating medicines worth over 100,000 Ghana cedis in the fight against malaria. In fact, I must say that in recent times, we've not received such a quantum of donation. In fact, I can say for the rest of the year, we did not buy some of those drugs that you donated, because they were able to sustain us for the entire period of the heavy period of malaria infestation.
The Whole Teaching Hospital was the next port of call. Pharmacy manager of internal medicine sub BMC, Wisdom Ajaku, was grateful for the gesture. He was also optimistic the medicines will help the hospital in providing quality health care for patients and the Volta region as a whole.
I want to say on behalf of the board, the management and staff of Whole Teaching Hospital, we are privileged to be part of this donation from Bliss GVS as part of their art campaign to ensure availability of anti-malarias in our hospitals.
The donations were followed by a health talk at the Community Health Nursing Training College in Tamale and the Whole Nurses Training College.
And still to come in this bulletin, JoyNews checks reveal government's ongoing domestic debt restructure program is to blame for the suspension of work on the Nungua interchange and beach road construction. We'll tell you more and how soon to expect resumption of work as road users are worried about the damage. Work on the major road infrastructure projects across the country have been suspended. According to JoyNews sources, contractors are waiting the outcome of government's domestic debt restructuring program to inform their next action. The situation is creating anxiety, frustration and anger among some road users in Accra. JoyNews' Emefa Tiamwa early visited the Nungua interchange project site and reports the current state of the road is causing lots of inconvenience for both motorists and other users. There's more in this report.
Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Baumia cut the sword for the construction in 2020. Information available to JoyNews indicates that the project was initially scheduled for commissioning in April 2023. Well, with the absence of construction equipment, machines and contractors on site, the April deadline is obviously not feasible. Our next stop on the stretch of road under construction is the Kantamanto Bridge. Here, some appreciable amount of work has been done on the outbound lane. The bridge is half complete. In spite of work done, commuters don't seem to be enjoying the drive at this point.
Until the 17th of April 2023, this side of the road was a dual carriage. But early morning rains on Monday, 17th of April, caused a portion of the bridge to be eroded. This is a bridge under construction. This area is referred to as the Kantamanto Junction. It's not too far from the Ravico Hotel. Traffic from both ends of the stretch can be very chaotic when you get to this bridge here. The erosion has rendered the road from a dual lane to a one lane, and it's a lot of inconvenience for road users.
And Articulata 2 and a big good crown, so a better for my baby homo. As an airbre, and so to see a car beyond combat. Traffic can see us after the same time, yes, and on my boy.
Oh, Quantata and almost about 2 months because, maybe a mechanical hire, me shop hire. Inti Omombano na ye ne omoye free. And ye bi so almost had then almost money finish. No sika. Sa na omoka no money. Inti na ma se say there en yakra kwane there. Oh, you say ya shop na ni inti cars no so because of omo block ya na account me for nti. Kwane dey chi na ma ye workers no. Se wunnim obi obefra wa car fofo ntumi nwura wo. Ama ya business nko. Inti we the yes from do am ya hard kwa man no hanin demu at least car betumi nwura ya shop.
Frequent or move frequent so no more than 2 months ni. Ana move frequent so. Inti ha cars ankasa. The cars ntimi kokko na block bridge na e down honum no. Bridge no one side abu. Ana mo close nti this a car train na car sin na car the office see the
MCU, Joshua Bote, told the news team, having heard about the havoc the rain caused to the road, he mobilized a site inspection and got the area cordoned off to avert any casualty.
What I saw, not to look technical, I'm not a technical man, but you see, when they were doing the bridge, it happened to the Peshi Lagoon area. Normally they close up so that the flow of water will be very slow, so that they can do the concrete on the floor under the bridge and then put boulders, that is stones, and then some wire mesh, so that it protects the bridge. That is what they do. But unfortunately for them, they are halfway through their job, and then the rains came in. So the volume of water that was coming from upstream of the Brekese Lagoon, and then the one coming from the Newset area was huge. So I think it's found its way onto the road. So onto the road, it has to force also to go under the bridge, and that is what really happened. So that is what happened. It's not that something intentional, but in road construction, some of these minute or some of these minor things happen. What is important is for us to fix it as early as possible so that pedestrians and the motorists can really enjoy the free flow of the traffic so that they can go about their normal duties.
Another area of major concern to road users is the outbound lane between the Nungua Secondary School and Nungua C5 Junction. The area is yet to be asphalted after the granite works were completed. Whenever it rains, the entire stretch gets flooded, risking the movement of both residents and pedestrians. Traffic always builds up on the inbound lane, causing a lot of stress for both drivers and passengers caught up in that traffic between C5 and the Nungua Senior High School Junction. The story is not different at the A-Life Junction Bridge and the stretch between the Teshi Total, formerly Teshi Mobile, and Teshi La Scala. Apart from the inbound lane, the outbound lane between these areas are still yet to be asphalted. Until the contractors packed out of sight in the last couple of months, most people were hopeful. Regardless of timelines, work was certainly to be completed soon. But since they are no longer on site, anxieties among users remain high, with lots of assumptions as to the cause of the stalling of construction. The MCE has been allaying fears and appealing for restraint. He is certain the road will be commissioned by the end of this year.
Let me really appreciate the patience of motorists and then the residents. In fact, they've been patient for all this while. If I ever since this sword was cut for the construction of this road, there hasn't been any accident. There hasn't been any minor accident. There are no traffic lights. There are no policemen on the roads to direct, but they have anytime they are getting to the junction, they know they have to slow down. And so everything is fine. I really appreciate those who use this road, how they are patient, and how they have given us time to really fix this road and then make it so I really appreciate them, and I want to give them hope that very soon His Excellency the President will come to cut short to commission this project, because it's been on his heart. In fact, the commission was supposed to happen in April this year, but I think it has been pushed to August or September. So very soon, we're left with the Katamanto Bridge, the Kishi Bridge, the Lejukuku one, that is the Mekom area, has been fixed already. The two have been done. So we are left with about two. From Osu to the Independent Park, it's all about the road. You don't have a lot of bridges that has to be fixed. So very soon, I think it will be commissioned by His Excellency the President.
So how soon are the contractors returning to site? And why has work stalled?
Well, it's going to start 100% as early as possible.
What happened? Why?
As early. I wouldn't know too much about that unless you speak to the minister himself or the urban roads director. They have the facts that I don't have. But I'm here. Whatever happens, in whatever situation I find myself, I have to fix it before I give them a call for them to come. I'm here. Before they come, I should be able to fix the problem before that. So they will know a lot about why the work is stalled for some time. But I'm sure by the end of May, they will come back. They'll come back. I believe with God it is possible they'll come back to fix it.
Well, JoyNews checks at the Urban Roads Department indicate that contractors are waiting the outcome of government's domestic debt restructuring program to inform their next line of action. Until that time, when government is able to gather enough funds to enable the contractors go back to work, users of this stretch might have to wait a bit longer. My name is Amafa Ewenam Atiamwa Eli for JoyNews, Accra.
The University of Cape Coast and the Asian African Consortium have joined forces to undertake research aimed at increasing rice production in Ghana. The move is expected to boost the manufacturing of rice in the country and promote self-sufficiency in the production of the staple crop through joint research efforts. There's more in this report by Esther Nkrumah.
Despite the potential for self-sufficiency in rice production, Ghana has been importing a significant amount of rice due to various challenges faced by local production. However, a recent MOU signed between the Asian African Consortium and the University of Cape Coast aims to boost local production through joint research efforts. The Chief Executive Officer of the Asian African Consortium, Mrs. Adelaide Araba Japan,
team Professor Bempong and his team, they've made this possible because we never anticipated to sign an MOU this quick. But then it was our request we made to him. We made a courtesy call to his office, and he acquiesced to come today and do it. And to our amazement, he didn't come alone, but he came with a formidable team. And so this team came so that we will authenticate whatever we have put down to start in this rice project. And I believe today's collaboration has given us hope. It was so assuring. And we know that the rice production will not be only the burden of just one group of companies or Asian African Consortium, but with the collaboration of the universities, we'll be able to make strides in whatever we have authenticated today. More so because we want to go into smart farming and to do oasis farming. We want to make it appealing to the youth so that they can have the desire to go into farming. We know people think when you go into agriculture, it is mediocre. And so some of the youth are not enthused to do agriculture stuff. But this time around, we are making it palatable and appealing, bringing on board smart farming, sophisticated machineries, so that the youth will have more job to do and will be enthused about farming. That way, our economy will be blessed.
Vice-Chancellor for the University of Cape Coast, Professor Johnson Nyakubu Wampon, explained that The research will focus on identifying suitable techniques and technologies to boost rice production in the country.
Yes. So UCC will be undertaking research work, trying to help to get new breeds that will be able to withstand drought, and it will be also high yielding. They can also develop new seed crops that will have short period of maturity. So these are some of the things. Apart from that, even the soil, they will be able to identify suitable soil and have people who are also into pest control. So pest control is what, and then we have plant protection people, also making sure that if the seedlings or the plant does not suffer from diseases.
He also indicated that the partnership will boost employment opportunities for youth in the sector.
You know, Ghana is blessed with natural resources, arable lands, water flowing all the time. So we spend a lot of money to import rice from outside. We import a lot of rice from outside using our hard-earned money, depriving our own people the opportunity to work. Because when we buy from outside, we create jobs for them and depriving our people here from getting jobs to do. And the land is there. So it is important for us to grow what we eat. And if we are able to do that, we create jobs for our people, our money will stay in the country, and we can use the money to develop our country.
This partnership represents a promising step towards increasing rice production in Ghana. For Joy News, Esther Nkrumah's report read to you.
Two of the 8 persons who filed for nominations to contest in the parliamentary primaries of the NPP in the Kumel constituency are out of the race. Chief Executive of the Health Facility Regulatory Authority, Dr. Philip Bano, and paralegal practitioner Edward Osei will not be part of Saturday's primary. Edward Osei says his team took a decision to withdraw from the contest due to the party's concerns over his citizenship renunciation. Naya Ojima has more.
6 persons successfully passed the vetting. They include Kwame Apiakubi, Dr. Dacosta Abuaje, and Amasewa. Former MP Yalban, after serving 2 terms, is seeking a comeback. Ernest Yawanim and Osei Shere are the other aspirants. Private legal practitioner Edward Osei, who came second in the MPP's 2020 primary, says he was on course to winning the election but had to withdraw.
The data indicated that I had the support of the majority of the delegates. In addition, even at a meeting held just last week, the constituency executives, patrons, and council of elders endorsed me as their preferred candidate for this primary. This they did due to my hard work in the constituency and the love and support I have built with the delegates.
For more than 3 decades, Edward Osei held dual citizenship. The law suggests a person only qualifies as an MP at the time forms are submitted to the Electoral Commission. Per the interpretation, Mr. Osei's team believes his candidature was permitted under the law to contest, but his decision to withdraw was taken in the interest of the party.
To prove my eligibility to contest in this by-election, I will have to prove that by May 5th, 2023, which is about 2 weeks from now. And therefore, under the law and the Constitution of Ghana, no one could have disqualified me during the vetting. On April 4th, 2023, I started the process with the U.S. Embassy to begin the renunciation process. Because by that time, you all know Honorable Asua had passed away. May God rest his soul. And we knew that there was going to be a by-election. I was supposed to have my final interview for renunciation today, the 19th of April 2023. I also received an email from the United States Department of State, the Overseas Citizens Bureau, which when I wrote to them, that once I finish my renunciation today and all goes well, the operative word is all goes well, I will have my certificate of renunciation within 3 working days, meaning that by April 24th or 25th, I would have received my certificate of renunciation, and I will have enough time to complete my documentation before the EC deadline of May 5th.
Meanwhile, Mr. Osei has indicated his preparedness to support any candidate to be elected at the primary.
I wish all the other aspirants in this primary good luck. I will support with all my heart whoever wins in this contest. We will work as a team to make sure that MPP wins the Kumawu seat again. I also want to apologize to the people of Kumawu and all the thousands of my supporters throughout the world who wanted to see me as the MP.
The primary is slated for this Sunday. For JoyNews, Nanaya Ojima, Kumawu.
And to other issues, Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta says concerns that government is burdening businesses with excess taxes are misplaced. According to him, he believes most people do not pay taxes. He explains that with Ghana's current revenue to GDP ratio standing at only 13% when it should have been at 20%, means a third of the taxes that should have been paid are not being paid. He spoke with my colleague George Weafe on PM Express Business Edition.
Really to ask is whether we shouldn't pay for what we consume. You know, how much subsidy can you give in any area? But within the fund program is also like a doubling of LEAP, as in the resources we put into a livelihood and empowerment program. I'm looking to increase how much we put into school feeding, to make sure that the vulnerable are also taken care of. But I think all of us need to pay our way for everything else that we do.
So we're going to look at some reviews and tariffs as well to make up for more of a full cost recovery, some will say.
Full cost recovery for tariffs, yeah, we should move towards that. At the same time, you protect the lower band so that you don't deny them water and electricity. But all of us who should be able to afford and use and pay for it, we should do that.
Some Ghanaians are worried that they're taking a lot of hits, and whilst we get excited about this program, the shocks of the program will have a lot of pressure on some Ghanaians.
I mean, I don't know. What we have been doing since July, when we started discussions, I don't know that anything is going to change. I mean, we have to make sure that we keep increasing revenue. We have to make sure that expenditures that should not happen will not happen. And then we'll be able to cut our quotas as it should be.
That's live on JoyNews there, so we'll take a break. When we return, there's more. for you. It's time now to talk tech, and Spikey Nkrumah is here, the very latest. Hi, Spikey.
Hi.
Good to see you. What's new on the world of technology?
Elon Musk.
What is he saying again?
So, if you're like me and you had a blue tick, you woke up and it's gone.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Legacy verified badges are gone. So if you had a blue tick from before, you know, pre-Elon Musk era, Elon Musk era says
you have to pay to get the blue tick.
No blue tick.
And how much are you paying?
$8 a month.
$8. That's
Do the math.
I think it's about 92 cedis. Let's see.
92 Ghana cedis
8
a month.
cedis times 11.5 gives you 92 cedis for a month.
So every month
it's
you pay
actually
92
cool.
cedis for correct. I mean,
checked.
Yeah. Just to show that.
Yeah, it's a day. Oh my God!
Yeah,
How
I mean,
about
it comes
the
with a few
gold?
benefits.
The gold tick is for like business entities.
So yeah, you have the gold, you have the silver. So right now they're trying to discern businesses, media agencies.
Okay.
From the blue is just going to be Twitter blue for you know
everybody. So gold and silver, which is for media. I mean, what's the?
So right now it's very, very confusing because one moment you have this, the next moment you have that. We're still trying to figure out what. Even I am very confused about all the ticks now because I'm seeing ticks everywhere and I'm seeing company logos next to the tick, the check marks. For instance, if you work with multimedia gets verified. You can have your verified badge and then you have like the small logo of multimedia there. It's very confusing right now what they're trying to achieve.
But with the gold and silver too, you have to pay for it?
So no, so businesses don't have to pay for it.
Okay, but individuals have to pay.
You don't have to pay. If you want Twitter blue, then you pay. Then you get the, you know, longer videos, so you can post longer videos.
Okay.
You can post longer tweets and some other benefits that you get. Yeah, Elon is just trying to get some money. Well, Jack Dorsey is also starting his own, a new one. Jack Dorsey, former CEO of Twitter, is starting a new Twitter called Blue Sky. So, you know, stay tuned.
I mean, so now he's going to be given some competition.
Yes.
So he has to actually lace his boots and wait for the competition coming.
Speaking of the verification badges, some people their verification badges were paid for by Elon Musk.
Okay, he paid for them.
Yeah, he paid for them. You know, you're my friend.
What's the criteria? So he paid for his friends.
So what's his name? LeBron James, the basketball player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He paid for him.
Yeah. I mean,
what kind of discrimination is that?
My friend. Are you my friend?
Okay,
I pay for him.
I'm your friend. You
so
should pay for me.
I don't have. If I'm going to pay, if I had enough money and I was going to pay.
What would it take to be Elon Musk? I mean, I want to be his friend so he can be paying.
We all want to be his friend. Yeah, I don't want verification badge. I want more than that. He's a billionaire. So yeah, he paid for, you know, a few people that personally he thinks that they should have it. So he paid for Stephen King, William Shatner, and yeah, he says. So those who say they are not buying, like Beyonce, she's lost her blue badge.
Okay.
So Beyonce is not verified on Twitter anymore.
He should buy for her. I mean,
she's not his friend. And Cristiano Ronaldo is no longer verified.
Okay.
He's not Elon Musk's friend.
Okay.
So they have to go and pay.
They have to go and pay $8 a month
to get it.
Okay.
But see, this is very worrying because now anybody can have a blue check.
Yeah.
So I can go and create a Beyonce account, get a lot of people to follow me, tweet a few things like I'm Beyonce, pay for the verification
and get the blue tick, which is really dangerous.
Which is dangerous, and then it starts, you know, pretending to be
Beyonce and
so that's
that
very
kind
worrying.
of thing. Very worrying, yeah. So if he really wants to strengthen the platform, then he should actually do more than asking people to pay for the tick, because anybody exactly
from, you know, who
anybody can
just verified.
Yeah.
Those who just paid.
From who really deserve to be verified.
Maybe a big blue check and a small.
As well, maybe this is a free consultation for Elon Musk. He's quite stubborn, but probably he will take your advice.
I don't know for Elon Musk. Right now, Twitter is just in shambles. But then, WhatsApp, which everyone uses. So you know the disappearing messages feature on WhatsApp, where you can send a message after the person views it and it will disappear. Now, WhatsApp is saying that they're going to let you, save it if I say yes. So if I send you a long, a disappearing message and you want to keep it, what you have to do is long press on the image and then ask to save it, and then it will ask me permission. Should I let you save it? If I say yes, then you can save it.
I can save it.
So, those
it looks like WhatsApp is improving. I mean,
they've checked
day by day.
You've got Telegram doing crazy stuff. You've got Signal doing crazy stuff. WhatsApp is still slow.
It's still slow, eh?
Mark Zuckerberg is
at least, I mean, that's a good one. I send you something, you want to save it. You have to ask for my permission. If I say yes, then you can say. I mean, it's good. It's actually it's
what
good.
What if you mistakenly tap yes when you didn't intend to tap yes?
That's also another thing. Well, we'll see how that pans out. Thank you so much for bringing us Tech Thursday, Tech Friday, actually. Psyche and Chroma. We'll take a break and we'll bring you business shortly.
Hi, welcome to Business. My name is Darryl Kwao. The 2022 Public Interest and Accountability Committee PIAC annual report has revealed that crude oil production has been declining for 3 consecutive years. According to the report, the average decline over the 3-year period is 10%. The report therefore recommended for Ghana to speed up the sustainable development of its petroleum resources to reverse the decline. Here's more in this report.
According to the report, in excess of 71 million barrels were produced in 2019, but declined to almost 67 million barrels in 2020, representing 6.32%. It further declined to a little above 55 million barrels in 2021, a 17.75% representation, and then to almost 52 million barrels in 2022, representing 5.98%. The average decline over the 3-year period is 10%. The report further recommended for Ghana to speed up the sustainable development of its petroleum resources to reverse the decline in petroleum production through the attraction of new investors as well as early completion of ongoing projects.
Now, Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta has expressed government's commitment to protecting the public purse through expenditure controls and the payment of right taxes due to the current predicaments facing the country. According to him, the country must spend what it earns and not vice versa. He was speaking to George Rafael on PM Express Business Edition.
He seemed to have found favor, and the fund, the bank are all looking to ensure that the program goes well. So we are impressed with the strong support that we have enjoyed and we are enjoying from the bank officials, U.S. government, and the fund officials.
There's been a lot of goodwill from the multilaterals, the donors and all the rest, in terms of this meeting and personally engaging people. Are you surprised by this?
I'm not sure whether the word surprise. I'm very pleased with what it is. But we have, as a country, worked very hard to get here, and we have stuck to it in the difficult times, as you know, especially through the debt exchange program. And I think the world recognizes that we are prepared to take responsibilities and share in the burden of what we have to do. But still, clearly, I believe God's favor is on the country, and it's really up to us to continue to work hard so that we can get through this program.
I mean, some will say that does it put a lot of pressure on you in terms of the goodwill to ensure that country Ghana, company Ghana, as its board chair or CEO, lives up to the expectation?
Ghana Inc., you would say. I mean, the pressure is really, in the end, to do your best, understand that there will be difficulties, but you have to take the community across the Jordan, and that's what we intend to do, irrespective of the difficulties. But we are confident that we are doing the right thing, we are on the right path. And the challenge really, George, is that yes, we will get our board approval, hopefully in short order. But what do we, as a nation, learn from that? How do we ensure expenditure controls, commitments to that, raise our revenue, and ensure that we spend what we earn? I mean, I think those are going to be the issues that the country has to contend with, understanding how to protect the public purse and ensuring that we all pay our taxes and we all don't waste government resources.
And that's business. Handing you back to Aisha, who is going to be celebrating Eid tomorrow. Happy Eid, Aisha. Did I call you Aida? Aisha.
Thank you so much, Daryl. Definitely, that's how we wrap up News Desk this morning. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Log on to myjoyonline.com. You get more of the news and updates of all the developing stories. See you again at 12.